the future. A place where you can find anything you desire. If the burner gangs don't find you first. Where the fastest racers are artificial. And if you're human, don't stand a chance. Star Circuit.
I had to pull that. How are you still jamming? There's nothing playing. That's hilarious. All right, so welcome everybody. What's going on? Am I muted or something? No? Yes? No?
Oh, no. We got Mo Biggs in the house. We've got Black Rose in the house. We got Darren Wagner. NANTM. Noah's in the house. The Quaff. Oh, the Quaff. Who else do we have in, Joe?
We've got the chat is firing off tonight, so it's the banging spot. Did we point out NT? Noah's in the house. You already said that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Quav's here. He's a good friend. B Rose, obviously, the most popular weeb in CG, probably. And B Wag, Mo Biggs. Yeah, we've got some friends, and that's all we care about.
Yes, welcome everyone. We are so happy you are here today. We have guests. We have awesome stuff. Another Art Bros. Joe.
Yeah, so I'm gonna probably wrench Mo Biggs just because I wrenched Frog
That's
G.
what I did.
Yes. Someone has been talking about this. I think I will do that. But yeah, today's St. Patty's Day. I got a Guinness on me. This is extra stout. Anybody else like that beer? Because it's better than the original, I must say. So if anybody hasn't backed Star Circuit yet, you saw the trailer. It's banging. And there's plenty of things happening with new stuff happening for the campaign coming. We're at almost the 30-day mark, so a lot to do.
Joe was inspired. He hinted at all of you guys. He showed me.
Oh man, secrets. I don't know. Well, I showed you, and there's special things happening with what I showed you, but I don't know exactly when I'm going to pull it off yet. But let me get Mo Biggs a wrench because I feel like
dude needs a wrench.
He's just a fun guy to have a wrench around.
Like
here.
they said, he's naked without one.
Is he? He's always got one on his tool belt. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
he's
so
the plumber. He's the indie comic plumber. Like that's how it works, you know.
He plumbs links
in a good way. Yeah.
Yes, he's the plumber of links.
You know, Super Mario was a plumber. Don't come at me. I'm the game guy.
All right, so I just wrenched Mo Biggs.
All right, awesome.
Did we freeze up?
Face up. Who we got here today, Joe?
How come we're freezing up so bad? It's crazy.
I don't know.
All right.
Who do we got today, though? Art Jedi's in the house.
Maybe
that's it. Maybe we have so many people plugging into us.
Maybe that's why. We got some solid folks out here. Yeah. Right. So tonight we have our friend, and he's been actually an incredible help for my project, my campaign for Star Circuit, because he's like a logistical master. He's a mastermind of sorts, and very well known for his.
Thank you, Joe.
I wasn't talking about you.
No.
But he's well known. Leandro is in the house. What's up? What's going on, everybody? All right, so we got RJ from Critical Blast in the house right now. What's going on, RJ?
Now, with a lead up like that, I can't wait to hear what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
but
Joe's getting better at that. He's like the Vanna White of indie comics right now.
I'm learning quickly. Yes.
Well, sure, and it's a beautiful Wednesday. It's the payday, got my COVID checks, and that means it's DCBD. It's Dollar Comic Book Day.
There we go. There we go.
Hell yeah. I think it's perfect, too, because it's lining up with the natural New Comics Wednesday for some reason. though we're not buying many of those.
Oh,
However,
I bought a stack.
And don't forget Fun Party Fridays with Beckoned video game. Yeah.
I did pick up several, not today, but I do have several. Oh yes, you do have a Beckoned a party coming up on Friday.
Yep.
So RJ, primarily, what's your deal? What's your history in comics?
I'm bored. It's I learned to read off of comics. I was actually reading at 4 years old in 1970, and none of your business years. And it wasn't until first grade that people knew that I could read, because I just assumed everybody could do it. It was like I was getting Superman books from my barber shop, and so like first grade, you know how the teacher sits the class down and she has the great big cards and it's got great big words on it in big letters, and she's reading real slow. She reads too damn slow. So, me, I'm like, okay, is my shoe untied? How do I tie that shoe again? I got a knot. And next thing I know, she's like standing over and said, RJ, would you like to read to the class? Now, I'm 6. Sarcasm is something I have to yet develop.
Right.
So I didn't recognize it. So I just.
So wait a minute. With sarcasm, you said a barber shop.
Well, that was I wasn't born this way. It took having kids.
Yes, awesome.
But she asked me if I wanted to read to the class, and so I sat up and looked at the card. I said, plants create energy through a process called photosynthesis, in which they absorb sunlight and the cells make chlorophyll. And it was second grade reading class from there. I was like, but yeah, because like the Flash just fought the Floronic Man, and that's what he does. And then Poison Ivy was all over Batman this last month. I learned, my science. I learned my reading. Everything I never needed to know, I learned from reading comic books.
Yeah, I feel like I did read way less comics as a kid. I've told the story too many times where I just haven't read many because of my Catholic upbringing. They're superstitious about comic books or something. Anyway,
I was Pentecostal.
Oh, dude, it's like
Satamahanda shot a mosquito.
Oh, there you go. Got to get nets for that one.
He knows it.
Dude, yeah, it's like, but where I grew up was Sparta, Illinois. Now, you youngsters don't know about Sparta, Illinois, but in the 1970s and the 1980s, every single comic book produced in America was printed right there.
My dad lives in the metropolis area of Illinois.
Been there, yes.
So they have all kinds of Superman statues and memorabilia. The comic book store over there is actually pretty cool.
Well, there was no comic book store. There was no place to buy comics, despite them being printed there. And no one had to, because people came home with the print overruns. My comic book store was the garage sale circuit every Friday.
Oh.
And if you knew somebody who worked there, it was just like, go over to Joe's house and see what he brought home this week and just bring home stacks.
Yeah. That was like in the mid 90s, like anime was. It was basically these bootleg tapes we would record and then trade underneath, so yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So while we talk, do you want anything, you want your website up? Maybe we can have a little browse perusal while we talk about your history.
You can bring it up and take a look at it. It's kind of all over the entertainment board. I did some comic book review writing for a site that was a pay site, supposedly. It checks bounced a lot. That's why I quit writing for it. But I had all these interviews that were queued up that I still had the trademark on. And I started playing this online game called Hollywood Stock Exchange, which was interesting. You would, basically buy stocks and bonds in stars and movies. And, if you bought say you bought Return of the Jedi for $45, that meant that it was going to make $45 million. If it made 47, you'd made $2 on per share. And if it went down, you lost. It's a stock market.
Right. Makes sense.
And through that, I ran across some guys who wrote movie reviews and comic book reviews for the trades. It was a non-paying site, which was fine. It was, telling me you're not going to pay me is a lot better than writing me a check that I can't cash. I'll take that every day.
Right.
And we started talking about Neil Gaiman, and I started quoting from an interview I did with him. And he was like, would you like, to like publish these things somewhere? I'm like, sure. And so I started writing for the trades.
Nice.
And I started noticing that, everybody was doing movie reviews based on movies that they went to with tickets that they bought. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that this is not, there's a better way to do this.
Right.
And he said, well, if you can find it, go do it. So I called the theater and I was like, who provides the publicity to the media reviewers? And, it's just following the phone. You pick up the phone. It still works, folks. This email thing, people ignore, but that phone ringing, you've got to answer it. And I got in touch with, publicity people, and suddenly movie tickets were coming all the time. So I never paid for a movie anymore. I was like, well, this is cool. I wonder if.
It's all a perk.
Let's try it again. And I'd get on the phone and called up Universal, called up Fox, called up Warner Brothers. And they said, who do you write for? I was like, I write for thetrades.com. And you could hear it, click, 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 click. Oh, yes, it's a real website. Sure, what's your address? DVDs, consistently flowing into the house. I didn't pay for a single one of the Harry Potter books or movies. They just kept coming in with Scholastic, Simon & Schuster.
Nice.
It was fun. And then, the guy who ran it decided, it was a lot of taxing work on his part, and it wasn't paying off for him. So he's like, I'm going to close it down. I'm like, I'm not done. I'm still having fun. So I started Critical Blast 6 years ago. And it's, it's the same thing that we were doing there. It's a different format. It was.
Hey, that's my cue. No, they keep going. I would say that's my cue.
Movies, books, comics, videos, anything we could think of that was entertainment related, boom, it qualified. And there it is.
Yeah, it looks like, it's the standard layout, but it also has, after seeing all your logo work and like just the way you kind of operate, it's very clean. I dig it. I like how everything's organized.
I have no pop-up ads. I will not have pop-up ads.
That's something you immediately tell. You're like,
there's plenty of them, mind you. There's plenty of ads. They're all along the outside and the border.
Right.
Yeah. What I try to do with my game is a lot of games modernly is they're all about data sucking and grabbing all your personal data and then selling that off or using it for analytics. There's no if it's not multiplayer. I've tried my best not like to build a wall between that and me and the customers. Be like, this game should just work on its own. I shouldn't need to be doing things like so. Like when you say that, I'm totally like, yes, sir. Like, total respect, man.
I'm going through a third-party agency, and basically they're putting up Google ads. I had Google ads, and it wasn't working for me. It's like I had Google ads up, and then I had an interview with a busty model, and she's done a kind of. I'm talking, M, I think her size was big, and she had this picture with a boa on, a feathery boa, and that was like the promo pic. Well, it was up there for like a year, and then Google came back and said, "Hey, you have to have like a family-friendly website if you're going to have Google ads on your site." I'm like, well, okay, it's like one article out of at that point 1,000. I'm like, it's not getting evergreen traffic. I'll just remove it off the site and make you happy.
Right.
And then I realized I wasn't making money from the Google ads. I'm like, somebody came along and said, hey, can we put ads on there? I'm like, well, yeah, you can replace the Google ads. They're putting Google ads up there. I go to my website. I'm getting ads for Chinese dating services and mail order ads. I'm like, wait a minute.
The bots.
Dude, you're attracting that.
But it's like, but my site was too adult for Google ads, but Google ads can try to sell me.
Right.
So what's your biggest goal with Critical Blast?
Yes, getting back to
free movies.
Getting free movies for yourself. Yes.
Just the opportunity. It's the connections, really. I mean, if I were trying to live off Critical Blast, I'd be running it out from under a bridge somewhere, hooked into a library every day. Because it basically makes enough money to pay for itself every year.
Well, good.
It's good to see
registration.
For sure. I was going to say, it's good to see Ryan Wynn is in the house. We got
Ryan
joining us
What's
as well.
Up, Ryan? Yeah, we got Corey in the house. Two.
Manifesto. Yeah.
Yes. Man, we got
Riverbend Bear. Dude,
Joe, you're pulling some sparkle, dude. That's what's happening.
Sparkle.
You're pulling some sparkle.
No, it's because of the gleam. They've heard what happened.
Gleam. Oh.
Cloth has been spreading the news that he's got fully funded on our channel. I don't know if that's true. I don't think that's true. But somebody got funded on our channel. I know that's true.
All I know is between you, me, and Collision Bomb, I know there's at least over 75 comic books that have been funded.
So,
like within the past, few
what's
months.
the book that we funded on this channel, though? You remember it? It happened on stream. I can't remember which one it was. It's one of the first.
That's why I only get guests on who are like 95% of the way to being funded.
Yeah. Selectively get it, plan for it. That was kind of the case. We didn't get them like 30 backers or something, but we did get them like 4 or 5, and it worked, and we got it.
That's all you just need to be the one to get it funded.
Was it the Ace?
Might have been the Ace. I don't know.
I thought it might have been the Ace.
Yeah, Quaff got funded, or not funded, but definitely got some backers.
Oh, yeah,
anyway, let's.
So anyway, get back to it.
So on your website to go into comics, because that's what we like around here. So you write all the articles on here, or do you hire out anybody, or what?
I write a lot of the articles on there. We do have people on there, and they get hired out at the same rate that I'm hired on for, which is basically, whatever you get to review, you get to keep. So if you ask for this, Blu-ray, and
so you get the Harry Potter books.
Yeah, I mean, it's enough to where the FTC requires that you put a disclaimer at the top of everything. It says, "Hey, we received product to write this review."
Right, that makes sense.
So if somebody likes collecting DVDs, they they can say, "Hey, can I get in on this? Can you get me this DVD?" And I'll reach out to the provider and say, "Here it comes. Now you owe us a review."
Yeah, nice. I think this is awesome. Any interesting articles that has ever happened, spawned maybe controversy, hate mail, any of that?
Controversy.
Anything for the chat? Anything to get the chat?
I don't know about controversy. I think we were the first people to ever mention the phrase tortious interference.
You?
Because we
started the whole.
I got no proof other than the timeline.
Exclusive.
But yeah, it was around the time in 2017 when all the comic shops were conspiring on that Facebook group that we're not going to carry jawbreakers, and even if our customers ask for it, we're not going to get. So while everybody was spurging out on Twitter and saying this is illegal or that's illegal, I did what a journalist is supposed to do. I'm like, well, let's ask a lawyer.
Right.
And I lived in St. Louis at the time, so I called up Washington University School of Law, and I got one of the professors on and talked with him. And basically what, I explained the whole situation to Mark Wade, the stores. He said, well, it's a legal boycott. There's nothing illegal for them to do that. There's no Sherman Act violations going on there because they're not competitors with Zach. They're distributors. They're a totally different industry. And yes, they can conspire to do or not do something. He said, it's like your cable industry. Legally, there could be multiple cable companies in the same town competing with each other. Realistically, that never happens. You have the cable company.
Right.
At least it was at the time. But then he went on to say, however, if you had one or more graphic novel producers conspiring to keep him from out of stores, now you've got a situation where you have a case of tortious interference.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's the difference there between like cable companies versus graphic novels in a store?
Well, the cable companies are providers, and they have they can talk amongst themselves and divide up the country. So as long as they all agree to,
not
or operate
on those, yeah.
Yeah, but with Wade and others producing graphic novels being direct competitors, then you're in the territory where you're trying to shut out a competitor by inducing people not to carry things. And I explained to him the whole Antarctic thing.
Right.
And then we laid out what the
so
7 the 5 or 7 steps of tortious interference were laid out in the article in a table. And it's like, this is what it requires. This is every step that Mark Wade did that satisfied that step. Mm-hmm. And then like a day, 2 days later, Zach says, hey, I'm going to court for tortious interference. So I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah. Dude, that whole situation.
Right.
I because I've been in and out of CG, so I was on the peripheral, and then when I got back in, I had to like do so much research. I was like, what the hell happened? Well,
I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah, sure. Give us a breakdown. Right before you do that, let me say a couple hellos to the chat. Reese, R2 Reese 2 showed up. Thank you for showing up.
Change the title of this video real quick to hot spicy like info.
Hot spicy info. Most crack. The crack conversation has been going on for a long time. I don't know who's winning. All right. So give me a little bit of a breakdown.
Well, it goes back way beyond Comicsgate. It goes back like 1,000 years or more. Like if DC and Marvel were like the Catholic Church, then
I like that.
then your boy Zach and Captain Cummings, they're Martin Luther coming along and nailing their proclamation onto the door of the chapel. And now you've got your split, you've got your schism. And suddenly schisms become fashionable. And the Lutherans are like, well, I think this is right, but I think this is better. And this is more pure. And then now you get your Methodists, and then you get your other things. And it gets to the point where, two people are, reading the Bible, walking down the sidewalk, and they're like, oh, dost thou lovest the Christ? Yea, verily I doth lovest the Christ. Then thou art a Christian, and my brother, come, walketh and worship the Lord with me. And they get like, half a block down. It's like, thou art worshiping the Lord wrongly. That is not pure. What the fuck dost thou say? I am working my own way.
Look, I gotta use it,
dude. That's totally a Jeremy joke too. I like that.
So that's CG. It just splintered, and and now we're seeing it kind of come back together. Which
that's cool. What I like. That's the weird part. As I kind of observed over the past year and came back to it, that's what I'm noticing. It was still so volatile when it was kicking off, and you start to splinter into factions that are just too small to self-support. So you kind of reabsorb back into the body. Right. So yeah, that's I like that breakdown because it's an analogy.
I was in a pool. I'm sorry.
Thou doth say. So yeah, I'm glad like it kind of happened because it really kind of demonstrated what can happen to any of these indie creators. People, Wade, just like what Wade did, anybody can do that. And it's not stopping any of the pros from doing that to you.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is that the whole suit was to, per Zach's own words, to basically show these creators that they cannot get between you and a publisher.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really happened between that point and the dropping of the suit, and as much Schadenfreude as we'd have loved to have seen to get that thing going, what really happened is that the whole point of the publisher went away. There is no publisher to get between because we're self-publishing. Everybody in CG is just doing it themselves.
Right. Now you're talking to everyone you need to talk. I am the manager. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let me talk to the manager. I am the manager, and I am the publisher.
It's artist. Like that. I'm so old, guys. It's like that episode of the Danny Thomas show that they show on Nick at Night sometimes, where he gets stuck in Mayberry, and it's the first appearance of Andy Griffith.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I watched a lot of that, and I can't remember.
And the sheriff pulls him over and takes him into jail for speeding. He's like, "Well, I want to talk to the mayor." He's like, "Okay, very well." Puts up the mayor sign. What can I help you with?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pulling from Chappelle's show when that skit in the Kinko's kind of set up, and they always ask for the manager, and the clerk is just like, I am the manager, whatever. Point is, when you have like controversial things like this, especially pulling down the lawsuit, and pulling back from it, that's controversial because a lot of people funded it, right? Yeah. So. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's his choice. It's probably a lot of flack, a lot of wasted money on everybody's front. We got Comics Mate, good old Dean's in the house.
Hey, Dean.
Oh, what's up, handsome face?
Brain Cage.
Yes. So we got one of my books that I'm going to be funding with my sweet government money is going to be the Embrace. Not only is it the hottest costume in the CG, it also seems to be I don't know. It's kind of like what Star Circuit is, like a sleeper-ish type hit. You know,
that costume with the hands all over it, that rocks. Couldn't somebody please get out there and do some?
Go ahead, sir. No, go ahead.
Can somebody get out there and please do some fan art of that costume on like a female form meant to attract the male gaze?
I had talked to Thor a couple times early on in his campaign when he was gathering emails. But
by the way, guys, Jeremy calls Odin Thor, by the way.
I mean, sorry, Odin. My bad. My bad. Michael Odin.
Nobody knows who you're talking about.
I was talking to Michael Odin for quite a while early on when he was grabbing emails. And such a cool guy, great writing angle. But man, to start seeing the artist coming out, and I've just got to sit there and go, my goodness, that art is incredible.
He's doing this cool thing too with Perfect 10.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dude. There's so many good books out there. It's like, I remember the other book I'm going to back, the Raptor one, the young kid that did this kind of very colorful. I know you had him on the channel too, right, RJ?
Aguila.
Huh? Yeah, I can't pronounce his name either. He's from Brazil?
Yeah.
Looks like a great book though.
Let me look back.
Someone in the chat. What's it spelled like?
Milton Aguiar.
Aguiar. There's got to be a better way to pronounce that, right?
No, it's Aguiar.
Really? That's how you. That's
I just had to see it written though. I keep thinking Aguila, which is eagle.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up his page too, just to throw around.
Pull up everybody's page. That I've got some favorites out there that have not funded yet.
And he's one of them. This is one of the reasons why I'm gonna back him. Like. Everyone, I was worried about Evermatter. Has Evermatter backed yet? Is Evermatter funded?
I don't know.
That's one that I'd like to see get fully funded because that's something that seems like it's like right up our alley. It's like it's completing the spectrum of CG. You know what I mean? Like on the far end, you got the really anime type stuff. On the other end, you got like the super more manly stuff like Kozor. And in between, you got all these little.
So the more anime stuff. You mean like Bancroft stuff?
Bancroft's somewhere in the middle. Bancroft's like the European,
like stuff. The Lucian. Is that what you mean?
No, the Lucian is very European. I would say.
I like the Lucian, but
I do too.
He'll definitely be the only dude that puts out puzzles.
No,
for sure.
Won't.
No one's going to be brave enough to do that.
I've got somebody almost talked into doing color forms.
Oh yeah.
So you would talk to me about 2 episodes prior to him releasing that about doing puzzles. I have video proof on one of our old episodes. You brought that up.
What,
so he ain't gonna be you came over there. He ain't gonna be the only one.
Yeah, he might have stolen it from me. I do talk about puzzles quite often.
And he sneaks in everybody's chat. So
yeah, so this is the dude. Let me just go to the interiors on this just so you can see.
Yeah,
the dude's 21. So I'm interested in where he goes from this. Like I'm 33 and I'm putting out some decent work, but this is 21. When you're that young, just like Art Jedi is in the chat somewhere, hopefully putting up links. Otherwise, I gotta have to fire him.
Noah's in here.
Either way, Art Jedi is very, very good. So at 21, you can see how good he is. I'd say he's a better colorist than maybe the line art, but he's doing everything pretty well. So I really enjoy I think he's got the overall feel for how do you make a good comic flow. Like this page right here has got a great flow. I feel like it's on point. Anyway, don't want to drag on too much, but everybody go check out Raptor. Yeah. I'm going to probably back it with my sweet government cash. And anybody else in the chat that wants to see anything on screen, anybody else's favorite.
I sent you one in the private chat there.
Oh, in the private chat. Let's do that.
The private chat.
Dude, I like what I like most about Commie Mark, besides his communism, is his approach on his show where you have to come on and promote somebody else before you promote yourself.
That's cool.
That's like the best thing. And it's very communist of him. So I think, again, I know where he's coming from.
This whole Comicsgate thing once you get past the backbiting and the backstabbing and the infighting, they're helping each other. And I've used the analogy before, and I'll save it till after this page comes up here because I want people to see this page. So, yes, I know. It looks like Rainbow Bright.
And they won, Joe. They actually won. Is that what you're saying? They have won. They have turned everything communist at this point. That's it.
I mean, look, everything must be equal.
That's the message at Art Bros. Is that the loss of hope that you're giving this guy while he's right here trying to? Are you serious? Build this up. Build this up.
I'm what Glenn in the Monster Run? Is that what you're talking about?
Talking about
yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't know. I didn't know if RJ has like a special connection to Glenn in particular or something.
No, other than the fact, I had the guy on the show, and I was like looking at the art you're seeing for the cover is the same artist who's doing the interior. It's just it looks like Mattel should pick it up and do a toy line from it, and I can't believe that it hasn't funded by now.
Really? Darren thinks I doxed myself. I could have. I typed in what something. What did I type in? Pizza Hut. What did I type in? Anyway, let's get through. See this cover. This is the main cover here. Glenn and Monsterland.
Yeah. So this is like this. It's like a Thundercats sort of universe. That kind of feel to it. It's this world that's ruled over by an evil tyrant king, and if you show any signs of magic, you have to go audition before the king. And if he finds any element of good in you, he throws you right into the dungeon because he doesn't need any competition in the future trying to overthrow him. He finds good in Glenn, throws him in the dungeon, and that's where she finds all these other young magical creatures that have been imprisoned. And she corrals them together. They break out and they work to overthrow the king.
So looks like it's 48 pages, guys. Fantasy adventure for young and old. That means it's probably obviously it's going to be colorful. It's going to be good for your kid as well as you.
This is an all ages one for sure. And
it's like the Island of Misfit Toys meets Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Right. I like it because it's like in between. It's kind of, I feel like it's something you do, Jeremy. It's like a mix between line art and like painterly stuff.
I love the style, dude. I'm eyeballing the hell out of it right now.
Yeah.
The storytelling techniques, the angles. I mean, even the framing I like.
Here's a little something that, a personal something. Like, as much as I like a story, if the art isn't good, I can't back it. And
it pulls you right out.
It pulls me, even if it's just a little bit off in my own perspective, I'll be like, I can't justify it. I'm too much of a stickler for that sort of thing. And I'll probably, let's just say later on I read it and it's cool. Later on, maybe I'll go back and back the second issue or something. But
now I've heard a couple comic book guys say like comic books are my way of making a movie without having to go through the whole like directing and hiring the whole thing. I can still get my movie like expressed and shared. Do you think that kind of bounce like that's effective with this like idea that we are just is that effective in these storytelling techniques?
I mean, I think so. What's your take, RJ?
Well, every movie starts off with a storyboard, and the storyboard is just a comic.
That's right. Where I was kind of driving the car.
It's true, but I hate when it becomes just a jumping off point for other things. Like the best part about comics is comics, and I think I'm on the Clint Stoker side of things where let's not be submission forms for Netflix or animation or games or so. Let's just make the goodness that is comics, and then if something comes from it, it comes from it. I agree though.
Storyboard,
right.
Don't make your storyboard and put a cover on it and say it's a comic book.
Right.
Make a comic book. And if it goes to Netflix, great. We're happy for you.
This clearly looks like it's not that. This does looks like a straight up made for comics comic art. Right. Looks like they got stickers.
They've got she's doing a couple of watercolor paintings for some of the people at one of at the highest tier.
Let me see these tiers real quickly because I want to move on to other things. Talk about some of the logistic stuff that you helped me with that you're helping the Embrace and fulfilling in your own company doing fulfillment.
I got to show it at the top of the hour.
I love these.
Oh yeah, that's right. So watercolor painting for 200 euros.
Cool.
That's 240 USD for us Americanos. That I don't know how much we get as Americans, but I'm a solo guy. I think it's somewhere around, I don't know how many. I don't have any dependents, but you definitely can buy many of these paintings, I think, with your government check. Let's see here. 2-book bundle. It's 48 pages, guys. I think with that, like you're ready for a little bit of an intro and a little bit of conflict and a little bit of resolution. That's enough to get that in there.
Yeah, there's resolution in this one because he's talked about what the next book is going to be, and it's going to be it's still set in the world, still set with those people. Mm-hmm. The one big bad guy still is the big bad guy, but it's another story. It's it's like episodes of Thundar the Barbarian. It was always the same setting, but from beginning to end, you got everything done in one episode.
I love this stuff.
Oh yeah. So Quaff is trying to promo his own book. No, I don't count that against him. I'm trying to think of the books that haven't funded though. The Quaff. What books haven't funded besides Raptor, Glen, Monsterland? Is Embrace funded? Yeah, definitely. Right. They're on stretch goals.
Funded. Confederate Monster has funded now. So
yeah, and he went from not being funded to like skyrocketing. Like he's doing really well.
The crazy thing about that campaign is that I don't think anybody's scrolling down to the bottom tier. The guy has done Feast or Famine for Alterna. He's doing some great artwork. He has 10 full color covers. He's just giving you the colors and the cover. He's like, if you want to put it on t-shirts, fine. You want to put it on your book, fine. It's yours. You have all the rights. $250.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Like it's cool to see that, and I know he's got a vinyl coming. Like, dude, I'm just doing an MP3 mixtape. Like this dude is going all out, getting a pressed vinyl.
Yes.
If you spend $75 on the program, then when they hit the stretch goal, and I think they already hit it, you're getting a free pressed vinyl. Now I was cheap. I spent $50, so I'm getting the tier below that. Now I'm getting the extra comic book. Lucky me.
Yeah, it's all good, and I want everyone to like get to the point where they're not only funded, they're way past that. They're getting some of the stretch goals, all their little bit of all the creativity they put into making the campaign, which is all the stretch goals. Yeah. They get those kind of starting to be unleashed, and I'm getting some really cool feedback from the guys that are working on my stretch goals. One, my girlfriend Sherry's doing little chibi stickers, which we're going to probably be giving out as exclusives just for this campaign. And also got a 3D model in mind for a 3D print that's coming very soon. Yeah. And then Jeremy's seen a secret something that's super big. What is that? You got a keychain?
Keychains.
Nice.
Sticker Mule was like, once you order stickers from Sticker Mule, they're emailing you all the time. And it's like, you're going through mail. That's another thing from Sticker Mule. I don't need that. Oh, I do need that. I can't. They said, here's 20 keychains for like $8. I'm like, I can't afford not to have that. I've only got one set of keys. So I got like 18 more keychains left here. If anybody wants one, DM me at Twitter, and I'll see that you get a Critical Blast keychain.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
If you're looking for a segue book to talk about something else, who's getting The Company Men?
Yeah, it's a good one because that's one in your roster, right? That's
yes, it is. That was my cherry popper.
Yeah, so that's a good segue because the big thing that we want to talk about is what is your company called? That's the fulfillment part of it.
Critical Blast Logistics. In fact, if you were on the website before, it was the very first button on the menu, the logistics button, which just takes you to like a descriptor.
I'm just gonna click the back button and hopefully we get back to where we were.
Oh, look, there's your credit card info.
Yeah. Jeremy, don't be so.
You have no power here. Oh, that's hilarious.
It's too funny. All right, so Company Man. All right, so this is the logistics part.
That's Kemosabe's little deal there. And, you're talking about getting 3D prints and stuff done. And here's the thing. About 2 years ago, I started using the YouTube channel that we had reserved when we set up the website 6 years ago. Because, that's what you do when you set up a website. You make sure that all the social media is available, and then you lock it down. Because you don't want to be different among your outlets.
Mm-hmm.
And I start, talking with all you guys who are making comics all the time. And part of what I do is I'm really, really good at getting other people to spend their money on things that I want.
That is good.
So, I'll talk with somebody who's like, oh, that's a really nice piece of art there. How come that's not a sticker? Have you heard of Sticker Mule? You should go to Sticker Mule and buy stickers, and people like that. Patches. You should make your logo into a patch. 3D models. I send a lot of people to George Peter Gatzis to do 3D models of their characters. And I start talking with, people in the UK and Australia, and they're like, yeah, I've got this wonderful book here, and it's got this, that's the most horrible British accent I've ever heard.
I was going for British? I thought I was going for Scottish.
But you went for it. You went for it.
That's what counts.
This is Sean Connery stuff.
There you go.
It's close enough.
We've got this comic.
You know who got a good... Did you watch Billy Tucci get his revealing news about him being Scottish? Or
he opened up his ancestry thing?
Yeah, with what's his name from Reno 911? I can't remember his name.
Dangle, Lieutenant Dangle.
Yes. Anyway, he's
how can you forget?
Tucci's got a great Scottish accent. He was able to pull it off. Anyway, RJ, tell us more about logistics.
Yeah. Anyway, I start talking with the UK people, and they're talking about how good their book is, and they're trying to sell it to the American audience. But the hang up has always been the shipping costs, which is like it's $20 for a book, and then it's like $25 to ship it, and which is a huge impediment. And I started to do my usual thing, was like, well, hey, why don't you? And it was like this little cartoon imp popped up on my shoulder and slapped me and said, why don't you shut the fuck up and do this yourself? Logistics. And you can't make a comic book to save your life. Get in on this deal this way. And we started working out the numbers. I ran up a business plan. I ran it over with people who were in the business.
So you're possessed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's sometimes obsessed, sometimes possessed. Cum se, cum sa. But I do IT work, and a lot of the companies I've worked for in the past have been logistics companies. So I picked up a thing or two, and it got to the point where I was like, okay, if I could get somebody to drop ship the books here, because it's a lot easier to ship 100 books in one box than it is to ship 100 books in 100 boxes. And then I break it apart and I send it out domestic, either media or first class or priority, whatever one they want to pick at. It's cheaper. And basically, Kemosabe sat down and said, okay, show me your business plan. I pulled up the spreadsheet, completely transparent. He knows exactly what I'm making off of each of the units that we put out. And the TLDR is that we are distributing the company men, and that's why you can get it shipped here for $12 a unit. Yeah.
So that is a huge look. If only I observed the industry and saw you before I launched my campaign, I might have done it. Might not have. I don't know. I really wanted to see the experience.
You got more books coming, Joe. You got more books coming.
For sure. I'm just saying, like with this one, I wanted to. I thought I needed to experience the whole thing, so that's why I went for trying it myself. However, once you're the writer, colorist, artist, you name the rest, and then add on campaigner and then fulfiller, it adds up. And I think the next time I will be looking. Do you know how your prices compare to Malin's Secret Door? Have you looked at his?
Do you take coupons?
I've been told because I've got two other clients lined up now, and I'm not going to say who they are yet because they haven't announced. So I'll let them do that. But I will say that I wasn't trying to compete with Malin. I did not know that Malin was actively running something, but apparently it was I undercut him by, oh my God, that's a whole lot less.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. You guys heard it here on Art Bros.
Love you, John.
Look, nothing against Malin, dude. You can't do awesome stuff like he does and also be a logistical master. So, I think if you're going to go for pure numbers, and maybe there's a perk for being just Malin, and having be a part of Malin's fulfillment company, you might get a little something out of that.
Well, here's the thing. Of course, if you're fulfilling with Malin, there's a very good chance that he's going to promote you on his channel because he'll sell more books for you, and the more books he sells of yours, the more he's going to ship, the more money he's going to make. So I totally get that. It's a genius plan.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish I had that reach.
And that's kind of how it goes. That's my advice for anybody starting their own book that are like now getting into the works of like almost finishing and about ready to hype it up. Go talk to anybody, because those people want to promote their own channel and you want to promote your upcoming thing. It's a win-win situation. Even if they have 2 viewers, it doesn't matter. You're going to sell the host. The host is going to sell you on their channel. It's just this mutual thing. And if you do that with enough people and get in the community and talk about it, it's a no-brainer. So
yeah, gamers. Yeah. If you guys are wanting to talk games and you're part of the comics group, but I've got every Friday, every day I'm doing sketches for game development. Come on over, cross promote, like creators. This energy,
and if you keep it up,
this back and forth is what makes this whole thing roll. So,
and I think I have
consistently. You grow.
Yes,
I've grown 300% in the last 2 months. I now have 6 regular viewers instead of the 2.
Right?
So,
hell yeah.
It just happens.
We're doing real now too. We're doing like slowly better, hit or miss sometimes, but for the most part, it all depends on how much you show up, you know. And we're showing up more and more now, and we just have more things to show and talk about. And I think we're gonna even have some music people on, because I want to have at least one of the artists that are working on my mixtape on to talk music. But yeah, you only have a couple minutes left, RJ. Do you want to have like a few minutes to like really talk, you know, whatever you want to promote, whether it be your Twitter or YouTube or,
you know, the Twitter is Critical Blast. The YouTube is Critical Blast. The Instagram is Critical Blast.
Yeah.
We've got, like I said, we nailed it all down early on. I will say that, you know, when I did the logistics thing, three things came out of it that I was not planning for. So they were like, happy babies that sprung forth from the womb of this idea. The first was that I was, you know, looking to help the people outside the U.S. get in easier by you know, coyoteing their books or whatever. But it came to me that, you know, there's probably a lot of domestic shippers that I won't save you money. In fact, I'll cost you more money if you use me. But is it worth it to have 2 weeks that you can write and draw your book, that you're, you know, instead of stuffing boxes,
right?
You know, if you don't have to be stockpiling your books here. The other thing that came out of it was that, you know, if somebody's going to ship me 100 books to redistribute, ship me 150 of them, because, you know, you have that overship, you got that safety stock in case, you know, somebody returns something and it got ruined and thing. But more than that, if I've got 10 copies of The Company Men, and I've got, you know, 5 copies of anything else and 3 copies of this, you know, 20 copies of Star Circuit, you really overshipped. What I do then is I start mass mailing and saying, hello, local comic shop in Sacramento. Hello, local comic shop in Winnipeg. I have this. You can't get them anymore. And how many do you want? Because guess what? You can a la carte this now. You can put 2 of these, 1 of these, 3 of these in one box, one shipping cost, and put them on your shelf. And then you're going to up the price. I take the money that was for the books. I give it back to the creators. I make the money on the shipping. Might upcharge the book a little bit, depending on how long it's been out of print. You know, I might, you know, say, hey, it was a $10 book and now it's a $13 book. Don't get greedy. You muted yourself, Joe.
Yeah.
Sometimes my mic, I mute it and then I unmute, and it never works when I want it to. So check this out. So I want to just talk about how I think your logistics company is going to go, because I think just saying your prices are better than most of the people you've seen is
I'm going to get shot. Someone's going to car bomb me.
That could happen too. So if you don't die, if you got to live long enough to see yourself become the villain here. And and the best way to do that is to just keep rolling with it. I'm probably going to use your fulfillment next time around, because I've learned so much. And one of the things I learned is I have no time for anything else. I literally, if I want to do the things I want to do are creatively, it's almost impossible to do what I'm doing now. You know, I wanted to do a countdown for our channel and other like just small things, and those all add up. Anyway, so I appreciate you coming on. Any last words before, because I know you have a new, where are you going after this? So you can
I have Indie Volt on my channel coming up here in 9 minutes. The Indie Volt Revolt. So we'll be talking with them about their books. So they got some stuff on Indiegogo.
Yeah, so Frog G has already got it up. Guys, this is the Critical Blast YouTube. Go watch RJ over on his channel with his Critical Volt, right? Or not Critical Volt.
Indie Volt.
Critical Blast up the two. You guys need to merge into a super.
We'll do that.
A super channel.
My goal. We saw that picture later last year of Steve Geppi on the boat with the bikini babes. That's my goal. That's where I'm trying to take this thing. I want to be the new Steve Geppi.
Nice. Yeah. Dude,
we all got goals, man. We all got goals.
We all have goals indeed. Jeremy, you have some goals in mind right now. And RJ, you can pop out whenever you need to, but I want to give Jeremy a chance to
I'll listen to Jeremy for a second.
Sling a little bit of his JRPG and before we give our sign-offs.
All right, guys. Well, I have a project called Beckoned, and sorry about that audio. I don't think you heard it. Hopefully you didn't. Let's see. So my project is a two-man team. Me and my older brother Dwight are making a JRPG called Beckoned, and we have been in the crowdfunding stage for almost the entire 2 months. So here's the trailer. Ray Joe, you want to share that screeno? Catapano, are you muted again? You are. Okay, well, here we go.
You must engage the darkness. If you are going to regain the memories lost to you. You must stay strong.
A lone child's presence does not bode well for the circumstances.
No one can pass. And inquisitive. It will be difficult.
Well, that's just perfect.
But try to remember. You are never alone.
So I decided to remove the mouse at the very end. But yeah, so that was our trailer for Beckoned. Give me one more moment. We are in crowdfunding, trying to find the page. It's got it. Yeah. So, we had another donation earlier today, which was awesome. You know, I think I have to refresh this page. I've got like 15 pages rolling on this. So, refresh of it is Beckoned is a 20-hour JRPG epic that is following three young adventurers as they try to reclaim a stolen necklace. And as they scurry across these wild landscapes, they are pulled into a political struggle between two major resources on the planet. Denethite and Loden stones. Our business is up front on the Indiegogo page, so our perk add-ons basically allow you to pick any perk you want, add on as many of the add-ons as you want to allow you to customize your perk package if you want to, or just get them independently. We got t-shirts and actually a minted coin that has the characters on the front, a map on the back, and our immortalized thank you to you guys for the backing. We also have a pre-production art book that's hardbound, and a statue that is 3D printed, going to be hand painted and numbered by me based off a clay sculpture that I had done a few years ago. We got our guy to 3D model and 3D print. And so underneath all the business is the description of the game that I just kind of laid down, except a little bit wordedly different. The battle system is described, but the best way to experience this is by playing the prototype on Steam now. If you have a PC and are able to play Steam games, go there, check it out, let us know what you think, and if you really like it, come back here. We even have a join the world, I'll stick you in the game perk along with all the other ones. That one has a package of a bunch of them. Our featured perk is the best tickle for your nickel at $100. You get the game, the thanks acknowledgement, meaning your name in the credits, early access, 3 high-res posters, the backer t-shirt, and exclusive device wallpapers for $100. That's the best steal in the whole thing. So back down, and I just added a new stuff to this. So everyone that's been watching us, we got character breakdowns, the world breakdowns, the town breakdowns, and if you read our new edition of all these character spreads, which many of you on Twitter have seen, you'll get a much more understanding of what the lore that we're getting at. But hopefully not answering too many questions. We got the scope of the project, the team, which is just me and my brother, and then a little glossary all the way down here that just helps you pronounce things and understand what you're, kind of what you're saying or what you're reading. So yeah, if you have any other things and want to see a little bit more, our website's Beckoned or zaidstudios.com/Beckoned if you want the game side, and then just the company side is Zaid Studios. But yeah, Joe, that's all I got, buddy. Thank you very much.
Cool.
So yeah. He's on mute again. Joe, you're on mute, buddy.
Anybody?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're here now.
This mic just likes muting whenever it damn feels like it.
I know the whole time you're probably telling me, "Shut up, dude. We got to move on," and I can't hear you.
No, I was saying, dude, tease me with a little bit of comic art.
My guest is waiting in my studio. I got to take off.
All right.
All
so,
right.
RJ, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much for having me. I really had fun.
Yeah, I know.
And,
we appreciate all you do in Comicsgate. I'll see you around.
See you.
So yeah, this is cool, Jeremy. Like, this is a nice little sneak peek. Yeah, dude, Mo has stolen my sound. Maybe he's got some sort of
what's he doing?
Sonic hostage device.
He's the one muting you. Okay.
Yes, correct. So you're working on a little bit of a comic page, right? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking to a couple guys in the CG community, and my biggest worry was I grew up in a comic book store, but I was playing the tabletop games. I wasn't so much the reader.
I grew up in a comic book store?
No, well, I wasn't raised in, fed in if you take Little Caesars breadsticks. But but in Louisville, I grew up pedaling my bicycle at this comic book store every day. There was a Christian pastor that owned his own comic book store. He was an artist, and he was putting his own comic books in the store. But he had comics like The Darkness, this was like mid-90s, 96,
right.
Stuff like that. But the big thing that made people come to the store at my age was, the Pokemon games or the Warhammer 40K or, Dungeons and Dragons. That's why I kind of went in there and mingled with it a lot. So, yeah.
So you grew up in a comic-ish situation.
Comic-ish, yeah.
Right. You weren't raised up above the store.
No.
Okay.
But watching a lot of you guys doing comic stuff, I've been soaking up some of the stuff. And
dude, I see you soaking it hard.
The Guinness is kicking. Is kicking.
Dude, Guinness is the best beer. No, Guinness Extra Stout is the best beer. Guinness itself is okay.
So no, I have a whole comic book in mind for the it's the events that happen before the prologue of the game that I've got on Steam right now. If you go check out that prototype, you'll see this prologue, but you have all these pronouns and all these these elaborate words that you have no context for. So I actually have this entire event that I scripted out in intention of a comic book, but I had no serious thoughts of doing it. I'm just having fun. I've been doing character stuff and everything else so much, so I'm just exploring.
Mo brought up that you did a kick-ass AR orangutan.
Okay, yeah.
So Darren wanted me to bring that up. Maybe you have that somewhere on there. Don't dox yourself, but find it. I should be the one doing this and then helping you out. Dude, I like really being big on screen. Did you find it? Here we go. I never use that view. That's why it's cool.
Yeah, dude,
that's cool.
In Photoshop. So hold on. Open with Photoshop.
Dude, that's sweet, dude.
You didn't see this yet?
I didn't see it fully. I saw the flats version.
So here are all the little fun things in it. One, I remember when I was working on the lines when Billy was raising his money on Bancrofts. Congratulations, Billy. I think that's what started everybody's kick. I mean, we saw so many other people putting stuff in, but when you threw out that much work towards something, you kind of made everyone go, we got to really do something. So I did the line work, the one that you saw, while Billy was live with Bancroft. And so, hold on. This isn't the final one. This is the one without the blood.
Yeah, I thought there was blood.
Bad. Yeah.
On
Hold on. Yeah. Where is my...
Mo Biggs is saying, if that AR orangutan from the artist of Beckoned doesn't make you want to back Beckoned, you can put down the soy and pick up a damn crack pipe, right?
Thank you, Mo. So yeah, I was watching all that and was going, dude, everyone's talking about scars on the face, square cigarettes, the thing doesn't have trigger discipline. And I'm familiar with weaponry. Spot out the dust cover.
Sexy.
CG sexy.
CG sexy. Is you going to start a new clothing brand?
I don't know. I was running off of, I think it was Smiley that said he started the whole CG's the sexy chat. So I was all right. So I'm going to throw that on the dust.
The Bogan Discord is some also known as the Sexy Chat. Sexy Chat CG. Lord Crackhead's here, a great friend and somewhat of an advisor. He's kind of like the... It's like sometimes I feel like Lord Crackhead is that what's the can't remember the actor's name, the consigliere of CG in some ways. You know what I mean?
Concierge?
No, not concierge. The advisor to like an Italian mafia family.
Oh, okay.
In The Godfather, it was like the Irish dude or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I think Lord Crackhead kind of is to me, especially since he's got the New York accent. So it feels like.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, this is awesome. I have.
Where's yours?
It's gonna be
Mr.
coming. I have.
Star Circuit. Where's yours?
I've got some interesting things coming. This is what I'm talking about when I was like, I need to get RJ on fulfillment because I can't do anything but what I'm doing. However, I want to show this off real quick to the people in chat, see what they think about it. It's the stuff I showed you, Jeremy. And
yes.
It's pretty much just.
Go ahead.
This is the idea, guys. I was thinking about doing an exclusive coming up to help my 30-day situation, my halfway point of my campaign. And we'll see what you think if I should do this thing right here. This is a Star Circuit Artist Edition version of the book. I got inspired by this thing. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these giant artist editions.
You want it.
This one is of Seven to Eternity, even though it's Remender.
You want it.
Anyway, I don't know if I should do. Here's the problem with doing this as an exclusive. If I do as an exclusive, I might not get enough where it's cost effective. Though, if I leave it up for the rest of the campaign, it doesn't make it as valuable because you don't want to jump on the train because of the limited scarcity. You know what I mean? So let me know what you think about the artist edition. That's going to be an 11 by 17 book, just like you see here, like high contrast pencil work with all the lettering. It's still going to be Eric Weathers with the letters. So you'll be able to read the whole book just like this. So let me know what you guys think before you head out. And that's pretty much the chat or the show. Thanks to the chat, it's been a good show. I want to close out again with my song for my mixtape because I think it's just a nice ender. It's got a nice vibe.
Yeah. Oh, Joe,
let's see what Mo Biggs here is saying.
Do you mind real quick if I show off your Atlas image?
My Atlas image?
The one that I did for that everyone's getting with the comic book. You guys already get this. You guys already did the work. You guys already raised the money to receive.
Oh yeah, no, this is your.
You guys are getting this. This is some Jeremy Thevenot, however you want to pronounce that last name. Official, original. See, look, Joe Cat P right up there with his little ranch bottle. But
Yeah, you got the ranch going. I didn't read this. I just I blew past No's comment about Star Circuit is how you make a weeb adjacent book that dudes with testosterone want to buy and not hate themselves. Dude, that's exactly what I was going for. This is I think Mo gets me more than most people out there in CG.
The guys, yes. Show off that Star Circuit, Joe. Send us off, buddy.
Let me see what they said about the artist edition, and we'll hop out of here. Frog G saying, I like the idea of an artist edition, but I don't have room for a book that size and probably wouldn't back it. Okay. Good to know. Hockey says, damn, I would love to get that. I know I wouldn't be able to afford it, get it, but I would love it. See, this is what I'm afraid of. because for it to be cost effective, I need at least 100 of these books printed. You know what I mean? I can't be printing 10 and spending whatever 10 on it. You know, that's the issue here. Anyway, we're going to be closing out with the stream, and it's been real. Everybody that showed up, this has been a banging shot. I appreciate all you guys kind of
thank you
jumping in and saying hello. For sure, it's been the best of times.
We laughed and cried.
Yeah, I want to play my song, but again, I can never find it because this is how it always goes for me. It's not as good as the Andy Griffith thing, and I wish it was, dude. Because dude, how old do you think RJ is?
Everybody's headphones right now.
How old do you think RJ is for knowing Andy Griffith that well?
I
feel like he's younger than he looks or something.
I don't know. My parents watched that stuff, so I kind of grew up with it.
Well, yeah, me too. I'm just saying, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna bounce out of here, dudes. I appreciate everyone coming. I'm gonna share my screen with the audio. Always remember the audio, and we'll have a good night. We'll see you later.
Later, guys.
I'll see you another time.
All right, later, bro.
Later.